Well, I'm Miss Bonnie Parker, and this here's Mr. Clyde Barrow. We rob banks.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the films featuring an anti-hero protagonist who dies. So, naturally, spoilers ahead.
Say hello to my little friend!
Number 10, John Wick Chapter 4.
And the only way John Wick will ever have freedom or peace now or ever is in death.
I know.
The fourth outing featuring the legendary titular assassin takes John Wick on a last lethal odyssey to escape his violent underworld. Baba Yaga must kill his way across several cities, all with the goal of reaching a duel that will finally set him free. Although this confrontation does have John kill his opponent, he himself also dies from his wounds.
Your obligation to the table is satisfied, John Wick. You are free.
To be perfectly honest, we'd love to rank this higher. The action set pieces are incredible throughout, with some of the best fight scenes of the last decade. However, we're still not entirely certain that John's actually dead. If this is his end though, it's one fantastic send-off.
Where do you think he is, heaven or hell?
Who knows?
Number 9, V for Vendetta.
You have to understand, Evie, I didn't want this for either of us, but I couldn't see any other way. You were unconscious, and I had to make a decision. If I'd left you there, right now, you'd be in one of Creedy's interrogation cells. They'd imprison you, torture you, and, in all probability, kill you in the pursuit of finding me.
Set in a dystopian version of the United Kingdom, V for Vendetta follows a vigilante revolutionary known only as V. The masked man recruits a young woman named Evie to his cause, while also seeking revenge on the people responsible for the current regime and the cruel experiments performed on him. As rebellion builds due to V's actions, he's finally faced with the last of those on his list.
You won't cry like him, will you? You're not afraid of death. You're like me.
The only thing that you and I have in common, Mr. Creedy, is we're both about to die.
How do you imagine that's going to happen?
With my hands around your neck.
Despite taking a hail of bullets, V manages to fight through all his attackers to kill his final target. Dying in Evie's arms, V is laid to rest with one last explosive bit of revolution. V for Vendetta is a compelling political thriller whose lead character has become emblematic of those dissatisfied with the status quo.
Here's you. And me. Here's all of us.
Number 8, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Look, if we'd been in business during the California gold rush, where would we have gone? California, right? All right. So when I say Bolivia, you just think California.
The eponymous leads of this classic Western buddy film seem to live life from one misadventure to another. After a bank robbery gone wrong, the two of them find themselves pursued relentlessly by the law in the United States. Unfortunately, even fleeing to Bolivia and attempting to go straight doesn't bring an end to their troubles. Eventually, the duo are cornered by the Bolivian army with no way out, and their fatal last stand is an iconic part of cinema.
We get outside, and we get to the horses. Just remember one thing. Hey, wait a minute.
While the titular rogues may not survive, their charming personalities and excellent chemistry have helped make this one of the most beloved westerns ever made.
Oh, good. For a moment, I thought we were in trouble.
Number 7, No Country for Old Men. A gritty neo-western thriller, No Country for Old Men features hunter Llewellyn Moss stumbling upon a suitcase full of money left behind by drug dealers. He keeps the money out of greed, but soon finds himself pursued by the implacable, terrifying hitman, Anton Chigurh.
What's the most you ever lost on a coin toss?
Sir?
The most you ever lost on a coin toss?
I don't know. I couldn't say.
Call it.
Moss manages to wound Chigurh and escape into Mexico briefly. However, ultimately, he meets his end at the hands of the dealers pursuing the money.
No money in his room there? Couple $100 on his person. Those hombres would have taken the stash.
I suppose so.
Fraught with tension, incredible cinematography, and featuring one of the greatest villains ever to grace the silver screen, No Country for Old Men may leave some unsatisfied with its conclusion, but the journey is impeccable.
Yeah, sometimes I think he's pretty much a ghost. He's real, all right. Oh, yeah? Yeah, all of that over at the Eagle Hotel? Just beyond everything.
Number 6, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Hi.
Hi.
God damn, boy, you're about as big as a mountain. Look like you might have played some football. What's your name?
Randall McMurphy gets himself committed to a psychiatric institution by pretending to be insane to avoid a prison sentence. However, he soon finds that this asylum is a hellish place. The tyrannical nurse Ratched makes his life, and everyone else's on the ward, dark and miserable.
You better quit on this. They'll throw you in a can again, you know.
No, they won't. We're nuts. They'll just take us back to the Phoebe farm, see?
His battle of wills against her nearly ends with McMurphy killing the deranged nurse. However, McMurphy is ultimately lobotomized, leading to his friend Chief euthanizing him out of respect and empathy. Mixing dark comedy, tragedy, and a timeless story of rebellion against cruel authority, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest hits hard on all fronts.
I knew you wouldn't leave without me. I was waiting for you.
Number 5, Logan.
Logan! This is Laura. Caliban, come! This is who I've been telling you about. This is Laura. We've been waiting for you.
A gritty take on a superhero film, Logan follows a tired and worn-down Wolverine. Logan is brought out of retirement when his clone daughter Laura arrives on his doorstep, forcing him and an elderly Charles Xavier to help Laura escape her pursuers.
Charles Xavier.
Where's Caliban?
America's most wanted octogenarian.
I'm a nonagenarian, actually.
Following many heartbreaking moments, Logan makes one final stand to help Laura and several other mutant children escape. The immortal X-Man dies at last, still a hero.
Take your friends and run. They'll keep coming and coming. You don't have to fight anymore.
This movie beautifully blends elements of a Western into the superhero genre and provides an emotional swan song to one of the longest-running on-screen superheroes. Number 4, Thelma and Louise. The two women who lend this film their names are friends who find themselves in a whole heap of trouble.
Where'd you get this? Stolen.
After Louise kills a man to protect her friend, the duo go on the run towards Mexico. As they commit more crimes while on the run, the heat on them continues until they're cornered at the Grand Canyon.
None of this is okay.
Rather than surrender, Thelma and Louise keep going by driving off the side of a nearby cliff.
Okay, then listen. Let's not get caught. What are you talking about?
While the ultimate destination of this classic road movie is a tragic one, Thelma and Louise's feminist odyssey is a journey well worth witnessing. Number 3, The Departed.
Do you know what we do here? My section? Sir, yes, sir, I have an idea.
Whoa. Let's say you have no idea and leave it at that, okay? No idea. Zip. None.
Billy Costigan is a police officer asked to infiltrate the Boston criminal gang of Frank Costello. At the same time, Costello has Colin Sullivan spying for him from inside the police.
You know, if your father were alive and saw you here sitting with me, let's say he'd have a word with me about this. In fact, he'd kill 7 guys just to cut my throat, and he could do it.
Each seeks to uncover the other's identity as the police close in on Costello. Costigan finally does figure out who Sullivan is, though he's left without much support. Unfortunately, he's killed abruptly before he can bring Sullivan in. The Departed is a twist and suspense-filled crime film with an absolutely stacked cast who deliver fantastic performances. And to be fair to our anti-hero protagonist, he's far from the only unexpected body to drop in this movie.
Okay.
Number 2, Scarface.
Okay. Hey, all right, big man. You want to make some big bucks. Let's see how tough you are. You know something about cocaine? Dígame. What, you kidding me or what?
The quintessential rise and fall of a gangster movie, Scarface focuses on Tony Montana. The Cuban refugee arrives in America penniless, but manages to work his way up in the business in Miami.
Relax, take it easy. I'm in tight with Sosa. You short a couple of mil, I go on the street for you. I make a couple of moves, A mill here, a mill there. Who got it? Okay?
Tony's rise sees him indulge in excess and make plenty of enemies along the way. Said enemies eventually arrive on his doorstep to take him down in a hail of gunfire. Not that Tony makes it easy for them. Scarface is one of the greatest gangster movies ever made, and Tony Montana is one of cinema's greatest anti-heroes, because even as we can't help but root for his success, his actions are overwhelmingly abhorrent. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Watchmen, Rorschach's quest for the truth leads to his death.
You want to know about Rorschach? I'll tell you about Rorschach. Once a man has seen society's black underbelly, he can never turn his back on it.
Road to Perdition, Michael Sullivan is an enforcer who wants a better life for his son.
Actually, I'm making a withdrawal. I want dirty money only. Everything you're holding for Capone, that's off the books.
Leon the Professional, hitman with a heart of gold goes out with a bang.
Please, go now, baby. Go. Calm down. Go now. Go. Go. See your Adonis. I'm gonna clean them all.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Bonnie and Clyde.
What line of work you in? When you're not stealing cars.
Well, I tell you, I'm looking for suitable employment right now.
Oh, yeah, but what'd you do before?
I was in state prison.
A landmark film fictionalizing the lives of real outlaws Clyde Barrow and Bonnie Parker, Bonnie and Clyde sees the duo travel the central United States while robbing stores and banks alike.
Give me the money. Give me the money.
What money, mister? There ain't no money here.
What you talking about? This here's a bank, ain't it?
It was a bank, but we failed 3 weeks ago.
Their exploits marked a turning point in the romanticization of criminals, both in real life and later when the film debuted. Ultimately, in the film and in reality, the law caught up with the couple, ambushing them and gunning them down in one of cinema's most infamously violent scenes. Bonnie and Clyde left a considerable impact in its use of anti-heroes as its leads. The duo's greatest caper may have been stealing the hearts of moviegoers everywhere.
Hey.
What other anti-heroes should be on this list? Tell us in the comments.
Don't be what they made you.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.